Hello, Dan Joss. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. So on Money Talks today, we should talk about all sorts of things dealing with money.
Sure.
What's hot on your mind today?
The latest is house money effect.
House money effect. You mean like the money that I left at the house this morning?
No, like the house money at Vegas.
The house money in Vegas. See, I don't know much about that because I'm not a Vegas kind of guy.
I had to read up on this.
Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to know that this information came out of Vegas because I understand what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, it got to Cornell. Richard Thaler and Eric Johnson at Cornell University first defined the house money effect, borrowing the term from casinos.
Okay.
And what they found was a cognitive bias in which investors take higher risks when reinvesting than they would when they're investing their initial capital.
Okay.
So in terms of Vegas, I've heard you can do this, put $100 on some bet, and if you win, now you have, let's say, $200. 100 of that is house money, right? It wasn't mine. And this bias, the house money effect, says I'm more likely to take more risk with that new $100, with the house money.
Okay.
And so where I'm taking a X amount of risk, trying to, in our example, double our money in which I won, now with new money, I'm more likely to say, let's risk it and try to triple it, more risk than I initially took.
And in this instance, would you be talking about just that $100 or $100 plus yours?
Well, the house effect says the house money.
Just the $100.
It's the effect of, with that winning, I'm going to take more risk. Not the same amount of risk to double it again, but more risk.
Okay.
To triple it. And where we're seeing this where we may see this in other parts of our money lives, like our real estate and our belongings in the stock market, is we've had a very good run in the stock market over this last let's say 15 to 16 months, and the stock markets are up more than 30 or 40% from where they were a year ago. Some of that may be considered newfound money.
Or house money.
House money. And so many investors who fall to this bias are deciding to take more risk than they normally would. And I'm also seeing this effect in real estate. Real estate prices are, in some parts of the country, 25% more than they were last year.
Wow.
In fact, our used car that we bought a few years ago is worth more now than it was just 3 or 4 years ago.
But that's because Dan Joss has been driving it.
Actually, no, my wife has been driving that car.
Well, that's why it went up in value, probably.
But the whole idea of used cars appreciating in value is new.
Right.
In this market. Same with real estate. And so some may say, oh, this is money I didn't have before. I'm going to take more risk than I normally would. And this is the house money effect is tied to the additional risk of what we may consider someone else's money or newfound money. And that's different than saying, let's let the winners ride. In a normal investment portfolio, we rebalance back to normal. We take some gains off the table and continue taking the same amount of risk.
Right.
And so letting our portfolios grow over time isn't necessarily house money effect. House money effect is adding to the risk once we've done well.
Okay.
And so we need to be careful as investors or advisors of these unconscious biases we have.
Because they do exist.
They do exist.
In every house.
And if we're aware of them, we'll be better investors.
Very good. All right. So if somebody would like to talk to you and maybe become a better investor and manager of their financial resources, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Best way is to call us.
Okay.
Old school. 757-903-2127.
All right.
We have some information about our firm on our website at jossbrown.com.
And you even, I think you have some of our podcasts, some of our conversations.
We do. They're recorded on YouTube and Spotify, on your website,
right?
The radio website, and a couple other places.
Yeah. So you can hear today's and say, wow, that was incredible. I want to go back and hear more.
What did he say last month or last year? It's all there.
Very good. Well, Dan Joss, we appreciate you being here as always on Money Talks.
Thank you.
Money Talks is a weekly program presented for the listener's benefit and entertainment. It is provided at no cost to the listener, and the ideas, opinions, and comments are not to be construed as legal advice, tax advice, investment advice, or other advice specific to the listener. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of a licensed professional or other qualified party when dealing with financial, legal, tax, medical, investment, insurance, taxidermy, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, real estate, chiropractic, veterinary, oral hygiene, hot air ballooning, etc. We have given you some food for thought. Now, call a licensed professional such as Dan Joss at 757-903-2127. Thanks for listening, and remember, failing to plan is planning to fail.